All right, everyone. We are live. Sound is coming through. Welcome back to the Unconventional Mindset. My name is Adum. And what we're doing here, of course, is we're working towards the audio stream's current bitrate is lower than the recommended bitrate. I don't know what to do. Open widget. Suggestions. We recommend that you blah, 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 we recommend that you use an audio stream bitrate of 128. I mean, I'm pretty sure it is. Anyways, sorry. Warning that popped up. Yeah, what are we doing? Yeah, we're building a company that's going to generate us $1 million in revenue every single year. And we're going to jump right into it because, of course, that company is Piixel Pieces, where we're building Webflow components and templates. And we're starting off with our components. And yesterday we were working on the nav bar. And I've done some work here this morning, actually, from where we left off yesterday on this custom nav bar. And I kind of think of breaking things down into, let's see if I can zoom this in a little bit here, to break this down into three different types of navigations. So one here, this is basic nav bar. And I say that as basic because it comes from just using the, what's it called? The native Webflow nav bar and then the drop down as well. So there's not particularly too much you can do in order to really design it to your liking or how you want it. And we'll get to that in a second. And then the custom nav bar this here is done completely just using native elements. I should say native elements, things like div tags or whatever. So non-native elements, I guess you can say. I mean, everything's native to Webflow, but so just not using the nav bar and the drop down, which are basically almost like use Webflow drop down. I'll just go say pre-built. I don't know if that's the right terminology. So this one here is only using the drop down that has this element. And so the next one is going to be where everything is going to be, custom, right? So that's what we're going to go to next. So let's just take a look at kind of one of the issues that I was having with the pre-built nav bar is so this is the nav bar. So the whole thing is that everything's wrapped in this one container, and this menu as well. Like when you open the menu, let's just open it here. This whole thing, it spans, well, I guess that's just because of where I put it. I guess maybe, because I basically had to create this other div here and put all the different navigation elements inside it, just so that I could align it here to the right, because that's kind of where we want it, where the nav bar is clicking. I mean, I guess it could depend on who's styling it. I mean, they could easily go to the left if that's what you want. But the way that it was before, you couldn't even switch it from the left or the right. So they had to do a little bit of additional divs in order to make this thing kind of work and be flexible depending on who's using it and how they want to use it. So that was a little bit annoying about using this native functionality. And then, so you can see the difference right here. When I just made this simple navigation here, we can position it wherever we want, because right now it's positioned absolutely. And if we want it, right now it's positioned onto the left, but if you want it on the right, or if you want it full, I guess full would probably be 0 on the right and then 0 on the left. And then you could figure out how you want to place these buttons as well too, if you want these on the left or the right. So there's all kinds of possibilities for what you can do with this navigation. And I think what's going to be really cool is actually creating tutorials for each individual component, and then showing people how they can use that component to create different ones and different variations based on this one single one. So again, I guess it's kind of with my idea of not having to have a million different navigation components to try to make it seem as if you have more stuff than you actually do. Because I don't want to be dishonest in business or anything like that as well too, right? So So I don't want to clutter things up with things that, you know, just to make myself look, look bigger than it actually is. It's interesting when you go from that to this, that you get this kind of, like, I don't know what this is. This is like the old default navigation. It's color. That's the other thing too. I don't like using them, to be honest. I just like to have everything built exactly for me so that I know exactly what they are. Anyways, so let's move on. And I want to actually, so what I was doing with this secondary navigation, which is, it's surprising how actually long this is taking to build something that is, like, I'm just being really, really careful to build everything so that it could be completely customized for your specific needs. So it's like building something not for specific use, but for multiple different uses. So I just want to make sure like everything is perfect, basically. So we're going to take our time and we're going to make sure that we build these navigations really, really well. So with this nav bar, so what was I looking at? So there's things to do when we're, see, this is the other thing too. So this nav bar, its color is black, but it shouldn't be at all. It should be blue. But for whatever reason, it's black, and then it's also, there's no text decoration. That could be, no. I don't know why that is. Again, it has something to do with, I think it has something to do with some kind of native style. It's very strange. Anyways, we're going to get into that and see what we can do to fix that, because we want to have all of our navigations to be completely 100% consistent in their look and feel, behavior, well, not so necessarily behavior, but their look and feel in terms of whether things are underlined or not, and then what the colors are, and the spacing. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Okay, so this one, what should we name these? So we have our navbar grid. So again, this is this a 2-column grid or a 3-column grid? And this is actually, now I'm trying to remember what I did here. I think so we have the logo here in the middle. Oh, interesting. Okay. Right. So I think this here is our main menu, which has the menu, and then it also has the buttons. So what should we call this? So this is a bad. We're just going to rename this. So why is this transparent? Don't know. I feel like we can completely get rid of this. This is an extra div. So let's just, actually we don't want to rename. We just want this to be navbar 2. Oh, and navbar 2 has to have a position of relative. Okay. So navbar 2 menu just should have everything. That should be where the menu stuff is, which is where this is, correct? So these are just going to be generic wrappers that are just helping. So I think, what is this thing's functionality? This div is flex. And then it just justifies everything to the left and to the right, space between. So maybe this is the menu layout. So that lays out the menu, and then this is just the logo. And you know what? Do we even need this div block, or can we just put everything into the logo itself? I have a feeling let's keep it in a div block. So what did I do with that? Did I rename this navbar by accident? I did. Okay. Navbar 2 underscore logo. We're just going to have that be the container. And then we're going to have this. Again, do I need this? I might need it because I think when we go into this is going to be good to be able to justify it left, right, I think. Because if this is outside. Let's put it in for now, and we'll see if we need it or not, because there's actually nothing on here. Navbar 2 underscore wrapper, or I should say. I might want that in case of who knows what. Okay, so we have basically everything that we need. I think that's the whole structure. That's the whole shebang. And if for whatever reason I don't want buttons anymore, I think if you just hide them, not much happens except for just a shift of the matting or the margin. I would say is probably the padding caused by the buttons. But that's it. You can keep this. You can change around positions. You do all kinds of different things. Okay, excellent. So let's have a look here. So when this is on hover, nothing's happening. What's going on? Something is blocking this. And this whole navbar 2 logo container is blocking this. So what we're going to have to do And that's this thing here. This position is absolute. And it's stretched, right? It's stretched. So we either get this one up top or move it towards the bottom so it's underneath. I think that's what we are going to need to do. That won't be enough. It should probably have to be -1. All right, if that's -1, then that goes underneath everything. But do we want this to be -1 or do we want everything else to be plus? I think this is good. I think that works. This one is probably the most complex one in that it's a 3, like the logo's in the middle and you want it in the middle and you want all these other things to happen and then you want it to be responsive as well and all keeping that within one menu structure. And then also playing nice and being in order for screen readers. So yeah. So the mega menu, which is what we're going to do next. I don't know that. I don't even think that'll be as complex because I think what we're going to want to do is padding section medium. Custom navbar 2. Using no native Webflow. What are these things? What are these things called? Webflow. Oh. Pre-built elements. I'm not sure what to call them. Okay. So before we get to that, do we want to take a look at this? Yeah, let's take a look at the difference between this one and I need to show the whole drop down. You're still not showing. Is it the whole menu? There we go. So I think I have some styling on here. Yeah, it changes the color to white, but again, the text decoration is none. Why? Oh, it goes back. It's frustrating. Right. I mean, if it's black, then it's black, I guess. So navbar menu link, we'll turn that to white. And then here, I think I have a hover effect. Yeah, it's white. Let's just X that. I mean, I guess you can do something. I'd like to do current. Can we do current? So say this page is going to be navigation and yeah, navbar menu link to current. I mean, I guess we can have the color be like the secondary color to show that you're on that current page. And then we'll do the same thing for here. Navigation, current, and you're going to be secondary. We should put that on the home page. Well, I guess this will be on the, well, anyways, we'll just leave that there just so I can see it. And so I think what we want here is this whole, this drop down. When I hover over it, we want the color to go to primary. But it's not going to do that, is it? Oh, navbar 2. Because it's on the actual... Is it on the text? Because where is it? It might be here. So let's hover, color, primary. There we go. So we can get rid of this, delete that, and that should work. Perfect. Oh, actually, that's not quite right. We want to go to the navbar menu link, and then that color is to be primary. And then when you hover, it goes to primary dark, just like everything else. And that's going to be the same thing for this link. And actually, I did the wrong thing, is drop down. Wait, navbar menu link. See, this color should be, oh, that's not quite a link. If that goes to 1, maybe that's what I didn't do. But why do I need to explicitly set it if all links are set to primary? Yeah, because if all links are set to primary, I shouldn't have to do this. So why is it turning black? Because it should be inheriting that class. That's why I think there's something with this whole thing, with this pre-built menu. See how come this goes back to defaulting to this? Should just be transparent. In fact, I think I do have a transparent. There we go. And now why is this one light blue? In fact, what the hell happened to this whole menu? It all got messed up. Why do these all have weird margins associated with them? Probably because I think it's still open on here. Hide. All right. Still doesn't explain. Maybe it has to do all links, but current. Strange, strange, strange indeed. Yeah, I got a message here. Very strange. Really, really not liking the pre-built nav bar in Webflow. I don't know what it's doing behind the hood, and it's just pissing me off. Okay. So this one here, however, is good, except the color. So let's go back here. So navbar to menu link is blue, which it should be. But then when you go into this mode, it's white. But for whatever reason, I think because I overrode a style because I put is drop down, I put it blue. Yeah, there it is. That's why. So, but it's weird because the menu link itself is this a different class? It's the same class. Navbar 2 menu link, right? Navbar 2 menu link. Why is that primary? Oh, I know, because this isn't a link. This isn't a link class, right? That's the problem. Okay. So I think we need to set the menu link specifically to the color. So that way it's going to be the same for all of them. So that was a huge issue. So let's set this one to primary as well. Okay, so now when we get this, everything still flows the same. And let's just go here and let's look at this. Yeah, so everything except for this on hover. On hover, something happens here. And what exactly is happening? Let's have a quick look. Show this, please. So there's probably something on hover. Is it on this whole thing? Or maybe did I even put something on here on hover? I don't see any styling. This one doesn't have this class is drop down icon. Why doesn't it have that class? Oh, because it's not on here, stupid. It's on here. We want to make sure that that's 0. Just like this one, although let's make sure it's REMs. Just in case anybody else wants to mess around with it. And yeah, we're looking for the reasoning why on hover. Okay, that's working correctly, but not on drop down. Why is that? So it's gonna, yeah, see, it's stupid. Something's going on there. I don't know what. But let's not worry about that. Well, no, let's worry about it because it's going to need to get fixed. So let's fix it. How should we fix it? So it's basically this thing. Because this one, well, I have this one. Well, I guess we got, let's do it specifically. On color, it's going to be primary dark when it's on hover. Because I think with this one, we don't have it here, but let's have it here as well. I think we need to explicitly define it. And once we do that, we should be okay. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Whoops. Let's hide it here. Let's make sure this is set to hide so we don't get any shenanigans. And the only thing that we need to do is add in the animation for this basically on mobile for the actual menu to appear and disappear on click. But we will do that after. That'll be the last thing because then we can do it for all the navigations. And I don't know if we'll be able to keep it consistent or not. We'll see. What consistent, I mean use the exact same animation. We'll see. Probably not. That's what my gut is telling me, but hey, who knows? I wonder if we should contain each like thing in a in its own container. So that way you can really tell what it is. Or maybe we can put some kind of dividers or whatever. Because this looks just really ugly. Here's one last thing. So navbar current, right? We want the color to be I guess secondary. This should be current as well, right? It is current. So we want that color to be secondary as well too. Okay, great. So now we need to make custom navbar 2, which is going to be a mega menu. So do we start with a completely new menu, or do we copy and paste what we did for this with this custom navbar? I think we'll start with a completely new one because this one's not going to be a 3-column layout. It's just going to be a 2-column with your standard logo on the left and then navigation on the right. We'll simplify things. And if somebody wants to do a mega menu with the custom navbar 1, they should be able to take the drop down stuff and just add that into the custom navbar 1. And really what a mega menu is, it's literally basically going to be making our own drop down. And that drop down, whatever comes down, like obviously if you look at these ones, let's just click one here. It just comes in with a standard link. Oh, we actually didn't check to see if they're working appropriately. Yeah, that one is. Oh, that one needs one little touch up. What was I saying? Yeah, it's just basically a drop down. So it could either be a list or it could be anything we want, right? So we have all the flexibility in the world. So, but let's fix this. Where am I? Let's show this. And this one, let's show this. Okay. So basically, what's happening here is I think within here, if we display this flex, but then we also justify it to the left and then make it vertical. Oh, it's still not working. Why? Why? Something is... I mean, if this is... Do we just need to align this to the left? I can't really see, but I'll come take a look. Well, I need to see. But yeah, you like it? Is it good? You happy with it? Okay, good. Sorry, my wife just got back from getting her haircut. So... Okay, so that, yeah, so I did that, but can I then... Oh, what did I just do? I just closed everything. Oh, cool. If you hit Alt and the whatever this heading is, it'll open and close everything. Right. So I did that. Nav bar. And that completely disappeared because... And this thing, I think it's because this whole menu here. So if this whole nav bar, it is aligned, everything is aligned left. But it's when this drop down is opened, we have this new, we're going to have to, we have to flex it. Yeah, if we flex it, we don't need to justify anything. And then within here, this one is aligned to the right. Yeah. Yeah, that works. And hide that. And then hide this. Let's just take a quick peek. Open this. Drop down. Perfect. And this one. Excellent. Okay, everything is working 100% as it needs to be. Excellent, except this one doesn't have text decoration. It doesn't have that by default, but if I do it here, then it's going to underline the drop down as well too, which I think is fine. And let's do that with this as well too, to make sure everything has an underline, because it is a link. So if people don't want it, then they could just get rid of it like this. That we're going to make sure everything is up to code as much as possible in terms of links being underlined, typically. I know navigations, usually they don't have them, but we'll just make it obvious. Oh my goodness, I am tired. Building components, it's tiring. Okay, so let's build ourselves another one. Okay, we need a new div block. This is going to be nav bar. No. Well, Should we call it custom? No. Navbar 3 is just, we might need to change these names. Just Navbar 1, 2, and 3. And not basic whatever. Or we could just say, like, this is basic navigation, custom navigation, and then this one will be custom mega menu, or say custom navigation with mega menu. And then what we can do is we can take this here and maybe paste this in. So we already have that in here, right? Pixel style guide, class name, except is inline, or maybe display inline flex. Ooh, no, not quite. Maybe just is inline, which should help us. Oh, that's gonna do the same thing, eh? Unless we could do, oh, that's still not gonna be good. And I don't know, can we clear it to the left? It's not gonna clear because nothing else is floated. I mean, we can, oops. We can just wrap it in a div block, I guess. Yeah. Do that for now. Anyways, so this is navbar 1. I have an idea. We can take this and we can also put this text in here, and we can call this something. Call it like Piixel component, like description or something like that. And then what I think we can do, we can get rid of this, excuse me, and then we're going to display it flex, vertical, give it some space. Just a little bit of space there. And give it a good margin on the bottom. Something like that. So we'll take that, copy that here, get rid of that, and copy this one, and delete you. And this, of course, is going to be navbar 3. And this here is going to be navbar 2. Okay. Something like that. All right. Back at navbar 3. Okay, so we want a simple 2-column layout for this one. And it won't let me zoom up or scroll up higher. So sorry, you can't even see the stuff on the left side here of the navigator. Actually, you know what I could do? I could probably do something like this where I can just close out a bunch of stuff. Yeah, close out these other ones that we're not using. Okay, there we go. So we have this navbar. We're gonna go right into it. Navbar 3 underscore. I think it's just the menu. Actually, can we expand one a little bit? Just so we can see. Yeah, so menu contains everything, and then I think it's also just navbar logo, right? So this one will say navbar 3 underscore logo. So we want to copy and paste this. But we want it to be 3. So let's go into our copy and paste thing here. Actually, we'll delete the whole thing. Go into our styles, clear everything. Let's paste this. And we just want to rename class to navbar 3. So the reason we're doing this is so that, so that I can cut and paste everything and not lose the actual, oh shit. That's not what I wanted. Hang on a second. So I don't lose the actual styles associated with it. I don't have to redo them all. So let's look at padding medium. Oh, that's just in something that's, yeah, in those ones. So let's remove that. That's good. Okay. So now let's paste it. There we go. So that's our navbar 3. And here's our navbar 3 menu. And within the menu, I guess, can we go, let's look at menu 2 actually. Oh. Let's copy this, delete, paste. For pasting, we have to drop some links. Yeah, no problem. Because we're going to delete this one. So we're going to go into client first here. I'm going to go into our folders. And we are going to rename this to, we need to rename it to 3, but hang on, there's some 3 styles here. So let's clear all this, remove. Okay, let's go back here, folders. Why is it still here? Oh, it's still taking some time. There it goes. And do that, save changes, reload. Okay, copy that. need to actually delete this first before something bad happens. We override styles. Let's get rid of that one. Remove and paste. Okay. And we should probably... Yeah, let's get some buttons too. Actually, this is going to be pretty simple. I'll just do it right here. Copy. And paste. Oh, it renamed the button classes. Okay, but that's okay. We'll just put that back. And is reverse. Okay, and we're going to take this whole navbar 3 and flex space between and align center. Okay, so that's our menu. Super simple. And we're gonna actually want one of these. We want to create one with a drop down. And we're probably actually going to create our own little drop down thing with an icon. But for now, let's just call it this. And we'll get to it in a moment. We'll just call this drop down. So where do we keep... Oh, you know what we need? We also need our hamburger. Let's get our hamburger, because you know you always need a hamburger. And these are all the same, right? So let's rename this one navbar 3, and we could actually rename this one quick. Okay, let's go back here and let's paste that hamburger in. So I imagine it's going to be visible. Right, that's going to be visible, and I think what went? Oh, they're just white. Of course. Ooh. Right, we're gonna have to see. It might need a container, a containing element. Anyways, we will worry about that good stuff later, because now what we want to build is we want to build our drop down. And I think what we want to do is this drop down. Like if we go to someplace like Stripe where you have a drop down, this one is, it looks like it's relative. Well, I mean, it goes as wide as it needs to be, but it's relative to where the position is, like, of its parent. Like Solutions, you can see that there's, 150, 200 pixels to the left of it, and then it goes however long it needs to be. So, and how do these guys respond in mobile? It's just, they do like a weird, crazy thing. This one, it does that too, eh? Oh man, that's cool. But anyways, we're not going to be building anything that complex, because if you need something this complex, then, you're going to have to build that on your own. This would be something where if we created something like this, it would be created within a theme. And then maybe we would extract that theme and put it in in the future. Yeah, it's like future projects. It's like, yeah, maybe we would get something really cool like this. But again, wouldn't be implemented until, just until we're bigger, right? Just things as we keep growing and keep building. So, we want to take a look at a drop down, and we can place a drop down. How do we want to do it? Let's just I'm just going to cheat a little bit in the sense of I want to see what their code is and to see how they put the drop down items, if they just have it. Where do they have it? So what is displayed? Where is this? Control Shift C. So these are spans that go, I mean, there's lots of stuff. They're all in a div class, which is fine, but where is that div class in relation to the menu? Interesting. It's all the way down here. So I guess what I'm thinking is I want to see that because I want to see where to put the actual div elements. Because if you want it to be a certain position away from the actual element that you clicked, so for this one here, you have the drop down button. So if you click it here, do you want the element to open up in alignment with this link? And then so if there was a drop down mega menu for this one as well, do you want it to open up right there? Or do you have something where you just click on it and it opens up full width? Those are the questions. And I guess that depends on how I want to do this. So how do we want to build this? I mean, let's see. Do we want, we could build it in a list. If we build it in a list, no, this one doesn't allow you to do, you don't get to do really cool things here in Webflow with a list. You can't wrap anything inside it. If we have each of these navbar menu links inside a div tag instead of this link block, then we can keep it relative to where you've actually clicked and have it open up close by that. So what do I mean by this? Let's see here. All right. So here we have a text link, sample dropdown. And then inside here we have our drop down container. And so let's just put something inside it. Well, let's just put a couple links. So just very quick, very, very quick and dirty stuff here. Drop down container. Actually, let's put this in an element here, and let's just do this. Actually, this way. And we're going to position this one relative, and this one we're going to position it absolute. Okay. So now you see if we put this at 0 and then at the top 0, well, we might want to do a little bit more, right? Like whatever. Maybe 2. I don't know. Whatever. Let's give this thing, let's give it a background color. Again, just for fun here, or for quick, so we can lay out our thoughts and ideas. I'm looking for, what am I looking for? Padding. All right. So basically like this. So that would be one drop down. So if you wanted to have your container somewhere cool, actually, I did something stupid. This position, I don't want it on here. I want it on this one right here. Position absolute. So if we wanted to do something where, you know, it's offset, you know, 200 pixels. Well, that's way too much. You know, 100 pixels from this one, and we want to make sure, you know, we have a width, like whatever the case may be, like whatever is going to be in here, right? So when you click on this, this is what shows up, right? And then you have other elements are here. So you can make it a fixed width, or you can have it just grow on demand depending on what's inside. And then we could even add a little bit of a decoration piece, just like this little triangle thing. We could easily do that by, well, not easily, but let's just go. Let's put a div in here. Let's also absolute position this one. Let's go 0, 0. Oh, what am I doing? What is this, link? I wanted to do it to this thing. Absolute 0 at the top, 0 here, but it's actually not going to be 0. We moved it over 100, right? I guess, this is actually going to be a little bit, it's going to, we don't know the length of this thing, so we're probably going to have to get some kind of JavaScript or something if we wanted to figure out exactly where it's going to go. But, so let's just say it's going to go, because we moved it over 100, say we want to move it over, I don't know, like 150 pixels. Maybe that's even too much. Say 120. So what we're going to do with this guy is we're just going to make it into, say, very simple, like a simple 20 pixels by 20 pixels. And you could actually probably just use like SVG or something like that to make an actual triangle. But I'm just going to do something super simple. Give it a background of, give it a background of black. It has a border radius. And we are going to rotate it. Oh, not transition, transform. Is it this way? No, that's just moving it. What am I doing? Clear this, please. I want to scale. No, I want to rotate it. Yeah, this one. So you go back to 0. You go to 45. And then we can easily just go here. Just bump it up a bit. And there you go. There we have some kind of something very similar. So if we have another one, again, having this thing lock it in the middle would be absolute beauty. But then you'd have to know what this is, the width of this is, and then you'd have to be able to adjust the pixels like accordingly. So I'm not sure off the top of my head how we can do that. Unless what you do actually is you take this div block, this thing here, and you put it if you put it in this container, and then you could align it right in the middle and then just push it down. You could do that. Does that make sense? Like if I put this here and I still need to, that's the whole thing with the absolute positioning. Let me think. How are we again going to center the absolute positioned element? I think we would almost need two things, and we'd have to do exactly what we did with this logo thing here. Where the container itself was absolutely positioned, and then whatever was inside it gets put in the middle. So we can do that. Yeah, we could do that, but I don't even know if I'm going to want that in here. Let me undo all this stuff. But anyways, for now, we'll just leave it at that, at this. So, but yeah, it looks stupid if it's not going to be specifically exactly in the middle. So we'll have to play around with that. Yeah, no, I know what to do if we wanted to do that. Okay. So that's it. This is basically all we need. So if we had another one, we just copy this and say it goes on this side, then you can kind of see. Let's just hide this one. You can see, there you go. You're moving again 100 whatever pixels to the side. So yeah, so that works. So again, super simple, but yet pretty elegant. Well, I mean, I don't know if that's the right word. But the thing with this, I think it's, where's the actual container? Is it this thing? Yes. I mean, we could. Oh, what did I just do? I mean, ooh. Oh, right. That's absolutely positioned to block 2. So I'm thinking if we wanted to go completely full, like width of the entire area, I think we would want to have it relatively positioned to navbar 3. So the navbar 3, we'd also have to put that relative, and we'd say this container, it's going to have to be relative to We can't change it unless we just move that. And now the div block. It's still not going full. Why is it not going full? Whoops, I pressed something. This drop-down container is positioned absolutely. Oh, because I got a fixed width. That's why. So there we go. And I could do this if I wanted to. And again, let's just move this down a little bit so you can see. So then if someone clicks on it, it spans the full width. So I'm not sure which one I should do, or maybe I should do both. Custom navigation with like small, and then I'll just put a note here. So next mega menu is full, like full width, no matter what. Let's see if we can look and find some samples. Awesome mega menu designs. Well, what year is this? 2023. Oh, this is a Webflow thing. Okay. So just looking at this one. This one is a full width. This one is a full width. This one is a full width. I don't know what this one is. Let's have a look. This one is a full width. This is a full width, whatever part of Asana this is. A clonable version. So this isn't. This is what I like about this one, where, well, anyways, it's not full width. Maybe this is just partial, or I think it's just going to fit whatever it's going to fit, and I think it's probably aligned here to the right. Again, this offset by 20 pixels or whatever, and then fills in whatever, which is exactly what we're going to have. This here is also a full width. And then the Webflow itself. Ooh. What does the mega menu look for? Can we take a look at what it looks like? Yep, that's not bad. Again, that's just a full width thing that just covers the page. Oh, and everything just doesn't move. I guess everything's sticky. Yep. I wonder if they use Webflow to make Webflow. I would really like to know whether they use it to make their forward-facing interface. I would almost think that maybe they don't, in the sense that when Webflow goes down, they don't want their site to go down as well. That's an interesting question. Well, let's see. Can we see the source code? Oh yeah, it is. Okay, that makes sense too. You want to use your own product to make your own product, but I'm sure they have their own redundancies or servers or whatever that they have their site on. So if it does go down, so I think we'll make almost like two menus, where one will be a full screen menu, and then the other one will be like aligned to the drop down. And I feel like if you align it, instead of having this like the triangle, having an arrow I think would be better. And then the arrow is pointing down. and then no matter where the menu is, I don't know, that's just where it's going to be. So let's fix everything back to how it was. So this one is not going to be relative. So we need to make it relative to this block. So let's make that relative. Right. And it's absolutely positioned. But it's also going to be as long as it needs to be, I think. No, it's not. Interesting. Oh, I'm still in this block. Delete that. Right, it's going to be constrained. Shit. But what do we want it constrained by? It needs to be constrained by the entire nav menu. That's what it needs to be constrained by. There we go. However, if we want it to just grow, right, we have to do it like this. But this is a problem actually. Because we want it to be able to grow to whatever size it needs to grow to. But we also don't want it to be constrained by the actual width of the menu, which is what you're going to get. So for example, let's look at this one, which I like. So this one right here. Can we see what it looks like? Oh, they even changed this because it's just a full-blown menu. What are these companies? Who are these guys? Mega Menu Webflow clonable templates. Want to receive a monthly email with an awesome free Webflow clonables? Oh, that's kind of cool. But what else do they do? Oh, this is all. I'm interested to know who these guys are. Yes, let's take a look at their website. Oh, they just make Webflow templates. Cool, cool. So buy template. Where do you go to buy the template? They send you to Webflow. Interesting. Cool. Well, good for them. Good job. They look like they do really good stuff. Okay, so, but back to what we're doing here. So this mega menu, right, we have an issue where it's not going to go the full width. So what can we do about it? What can we do about it? We can Basically, I'm thinking, say you want to have, your navigation. You want to have 3 items in it, just like, or say there's 2 of these. You want it to grow, but see how this one, it grows as much as it needs to. Like these here are almost like, see how this one is just bigger than this one. I don't know why, but anyways, it is. So it's not, oh, maybe. It's interesting how this one stays in the same spot and this one doesn't. I wonder. I mean, if it's going to be opened and it's going to be linked to the nav item, it's got to be within this container. Like it has to be. There's no other way around it. I mean, if we set this to a fixed width, which we don't want to do, we definitely don't want to do this. But if we did this, and if the container contracted, we would still be okay in terms of having the menu display the full width. But then it'll be hidden, like it'll just be overflowing, which is not good either. Or maybe am I just overthinking it too much and just have the menu and then whatever people populate in it, just trust that the way that they're designing it is going to have enough space. Another way, if we do it, how can we do it the other way, where this div block will be oh, wait a minute. Hang on a second. Did I mess this up? I might have messed this up. No, I didn't. I'm good. Okay. What if instead what if we wanted this to be left or right aligned to the item that you click? What are we going to do there? That'll be the question. Hey, Kevin, how you doing? Nice to see you. Sorry, am I just loading up my chat? I actually forgot to put on my chat before I started. Right. So what am I thinking about? Yeah, where are we? So you click on the sample dropdown. You want to drop down the menu, but you want it to be aligned with the sample dropdown. So if we have this block here, so basically what I'm doing now is I'm just really nitpicking exactly how I want this mega menu to go, how I want the menu to open when you click on it. And I'm just trying to figure out how exactly I want it to be justified. And I'm just also thinking about how it's going to be different depending on how many items you have in the navigation itself. And of course, its location as well. So if I put this at 0, for its position, where is its position? Where did it go? Oh, it's this whole drop-down container. But if I want it to go here, how can you do that? Can you even do that? If it's 100%, yeah, if it's 100%. Okay. So that means let's make the width, let's just not even put a width in there. Okay. But this is going to be difficult now because of you can't do, I would need to do some math, like 100% minus like 100 pixels. Because if the menu is right aligned, which your menu, you know, more often than not, is going to be on the top right, and you click on a drop down item, you want the mega menu that's going to open up to be offset and go more towards the middle. So to have it right justified, which is what we have here. So let's just copy another one here. Okay, that didn't work. What happened there? No, it's still there, but it's at a different location. Shit. Or it's still at 100% of the nav. Yeah, you got to bring it back. No, that's not going to work. That's not going to work at all. If we bring this out. Okay, let's go back. Okay, let's go way back to how we had it, I think, initially, where we need to set it relative to the actual box that it's getting clicked on. And we have this container and blah, 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 get this back down to 0. Okay. Get that to 0. But the problem we have here is that it's not going to expand past the boundaries of this containing div block, which is what it's being positioned to. Or sorry, not, yeah, because this drop down is being positioned relative to this block. So it's not going to go out. What I mean by that is if we put in a paragraph, it's not going to expand, right? But I mean, if we set a width to this block, I mean, I guess, can we do a minimum width? I don't even think. So that works. A minimum width would work. But we don't want to, I don't want people to have to set what the width is. I want it to kind of grow organically based on the content. Wow, that's going to be tough too because we don't know what the content's going to be. Shit. Maybe there's no way around it. Maybe the only way to do it is to set it. So again, let's look at basically, where's the image? Looking at this image, I bet maybe this thing is set. Like the width of this, maybe it's set to like 500 pixels or whatever. And then that's just what you have. So if we set this to not even a minimum width, we just set it to whatever. And then that's that. And then what we can do, and then if we want to position it to the right, of like the actual element you click on, then we can go back to its container and we can put this at 100%. So that'll go right off to the edge. But then we'll say we'll want to bring it back down more. Well, then it's going to be tough to say. Oh, right. That's what we want to do. We want to, so if it's at 0, it's going to be aligned at the edge. And then we'll just go, yeah, I don't know, whatever. Like 3. -3 we need. Right. So I guess the only thing is we just have to play around with the width. So that'll have to be set. So in the documentation, we just have to tell the user that when they're creating their menu and they're using this particular style of mega menu, which isn't a full width mega menu, but just based on what content you want to display in it, you have to just set the width of the containing block. Like that's it. That's all you have to do. Question, you have Stripe in question mark. Is that just you're like asking why this is up? I was just looking at their drop down here and just seeing how, how this drop down, the width of the containing element responds with how big the items are, like inside. So, but the way that this is done, I like their menu is in, I think it's in a list, and I don't know, they're probably using some kind of JavaScript on there, maybe to render it. So that's what I'm looking at to duplicate, so that if we can take this thing here and have it respond based on the type of the content that's in here. And I don't think that we can do that based on how this is structured right now. Without using JavaScript, I guess is kind of what I'm trying to say. But this works. This that we have here, this will work because, if we have another one, let's just delete this. And you know what? Let me throw in another padding here just so it can go up a little higher. Padding, section, medium. So this is for this sample dropdown, and if we wanted to have another one, copy it right here, that's what this one would look like. So when you click on it, obviously there's no animation here. And then the user can throw anything they want in here, and then of course they could rename this div block to whatever they want, and then they could, again, they're just going to have to be masters of their own width. And we could put some little triangle here for drop down up there, or a little triangle at on the side of the link, whatever we do, just like we did when we just sampled it before. So this would be the small mega menu. And then when we go to navbar 4, I think that'll be a lot easier because then it's just going to be a full width, which is just like what Webflow does and lots of other people do. You just click on it. Whoop, that took us to somewhere else. And then you just full width something, and then, then this is where you can go nuts in terms of what you're actually going to put inside that drop down navigation, whether it's, again, what's this example? And there's a whole bunch of stuff, right? It could be whatever you want, which is what's really cool about a mega menu. But again, that only makes sense too if whatever it is, like, yeah, look at all these different, there's so many different things you can do. You put a slider inside there, you can put anything in it. So I think, yeah, just thinking again about, I was talking a little bit about this earlier in terms of how many different components I want to launch with. and whether something is going to be a component versus a template. I think initially I don't want to launch with too many, but I think thinking about all the different types of things you can do with custom navigations and mega menus or whatever, I'll probably add in lots of custom of those types of menus, but not of like the basic type of menu or navigation. So yeah, and I think the list will end up being large enough, you know, a year or two down the road. We'll just keep building, keep adding and keep building things, right? Okay, so we're gonna need to clean this up, obviously. And then we're going to basically duplicate this and create, let's just call this drop down, not even sample drop down. And actually, what should we do? I think we should maybe make this one. We'll make it kind of simple where we'll put like a heading and a link, and then a heading and link and links. And we'll do that. And maybe even an icon, something like that. We'll make it look kind of neat. And then the mega menu. Yeah. So, okay. Yeah. Let's name things, and then we'll see how far we get. We're getting close to 2 hours here, 1 hour and 40 minutes. So let's rename this. So nav bar 3. You know what? I really don't like the name nav bar. I want to come up with a different name. It's not like a bar. It's just maybe just navigation. I don't know. Anyways. Navbar 3 underscore just like mega link. Or should this even be called a mega, or just custom drop down? What is the actual drop down called? Navbar 2 drop down, or just drop down. I guess we could call it just drop down. So move it up in hierarchy and set animation instead of position relative. I'm trying to think exactly what you're saying. So you mean move the whole container up in hierarchy and use animation? Well, obviously there's going to be animation. And this is just laying the framework. Just the padding. So to be fair, like I'm not sure what you're saying in terms of, like, are you talking about specifically like what this actual mega drop down thing is going to be? Because if I have it here, the way that I have it structured, and again, I'm trying to be as faithful to like screen readers and all that kind of stuff as well, where you're going to have your links. Like they're all like the link, and then of course the drop down, and the other links, they're all going to be in the same hierarchy. And then this is going to be hidden, and then we're going to animate that in when someone clicks on it. So, or actually, And what we might actually do. Oh, you're behind 7 minutes on the stream. Okay, no worries. That makes perfect sense, then, I guess, in terms of being behind. Yeah, But it's good to think about this, because now that I'm thinking about this, it does have me thinking if this drop down container needs to be inside this link. No, that's not gonna work. That's not gonna work. That's not gonna work. Okay. No need to apologize. It's all good. It's all good. Yeah, that's the thing too. I guess when someone, it's interesting. So when you're watching, and if you're not live, because I know when you're watching a YouTube stream, you can like, it'll be live, but you can rewind it. But it's interesting that you can make a comment, but that comment will show up. Well, obviously it'll show up whenever you comment, like you're not time traveling. But I guess it's interesting that you can comment even though you're not watching live. Anyways. Yeah. Anyways, I don't know. That's funny. Things to work out in the live stream. I don't know. It'll. Yeah. Okay. All right. So, where was I? Back to the original thought. Okay. Right. What do I name this thing? So. This is going to be, this is a link here, but again, this is going to change too, because this is probably going to be like a link with an icon. So let's not worry about naming that just quite yet. So this drop-down container, let's rename this to navbar 3 drop-down container. I guess that works. And then, so this is the actual container, I think, that is positioning it. And then this is just the actual, and this is the drop down. Now, I spelled navbar 3 wrong there. Navbar 3 drop down. Navbar 3 drop down. Yep. So this, rename this. Okay. And these are just regular links. Oh, what's doing? Navbar 3. Should I call it menu link? I think we should call it drop-down link. Because these are going to be a little bit different than the navbar links, which are these guys here. And we're going to have to do a lot of work as well on this too, once we get to the mobile versions and how that's going to look. Actually, it might be pretty easy. Well, I guess it depends on how complicated we want to get. Famous last words. Oh, yeah, that's going to be easy. Bite your tongue. So let's have some fun, I guess. So how do we go about putting these in? Because I think the idea maybe is to showcase the art of the possible. Navbar 3. Like drop down title. Let's just say, I have no idea. Movies. This is the movie section. So let's just. Again, I want to avoid styling as much as possible here, but and say this is navbar 3. Just a drop down section. And we got to flex it. Flex within a flex. Okay, what the hell? Oh, there it is. Yeah, it's just right here. I can't see it. I'm blind. Oh, what the hell just happened? Did I just change something? I did, because it's not black anymore. What happened? I don't know what I just did there. I did something. So I seem like an Atlas Shrugged kind of guy. Is it your favorite book? I don't know what that is. Atlas Shrugged. I'm going to Google this to see what that is, because I don't know what that is. Oh, it's a novel. But you suggest it? So, like, do you suggest it? So I should probably read it. The role of man's mind in existence. Yeah, I'll like it. Looks like they made it into a movie, which didn't do so well, which usually is the kind of case when you when adapt like a really good novel. Is it on what's it called? Kindle Unlimited. Oh, is it like a full series? Or am I just seeing lots of different versions? Part 3. Oh, maybe these are just because it's movies. So it's just one book, right? Which is like ridiculously expensive in this one. Oh my goodness. Oh, it's free on audiobook. Oh, with a trial. And Kindle is $10. Mass market paperback. What's the difference? All right, let's throw in the cart. And yeah, perfect. All right, it might be at the local library too. So before I buy anything, especially on Amazon, I just want to make sure that it's not actually Halifax Library. Okay. Well, let's place a hold. Why is it not? Oh, I think it's in my Chrome browser. Anyways, I'll get it. Don't worry. I'll get it and I'll report back. Although if it's like 60 hours, I'll report back in a couple weeks. I'll definitely get it. Okay. So what I wanted to do, this navbar 3 drop down, we want to make this horizontal instead. And then let's justify it space between. Perfect. So that way, say this is movies and then this is, books. Book title number 1. You know, if we just have longer, let's just put in the best movie ever made. Well, debatable, I guess. And Shawshank Redemption. So then we know, okay, the width needs to be a little bit longer. Actually, we should definitely have at least some spacing in between. What's a good book? I don't know. I Am David, whatever. Another book title. Well, we'll put this one in. So right, sample, drop down. Again, there could be so many different things you can do with this. So it's like the world's your oyster. And I think this is where we're going to have a lot of fun in creating different like mega menu styles. Yeah, that's where it's going to be more fun. Yeah, definitely going to have lots of those. These ones, no, just like basic. You have this basic one. You just want your regular text and a simple drop down. Maybe we'll make one that is a simple drop down, but without the actually maybe like redo this one without the actual Webflow nav bar, which is just a pain in the ass to work with. But other than that, like that's it. And then over time, we'll have a lot of just like really awesome menus that you can choose from. I think that's what it's going to be. Okay, so is everything named? Almost, but this link isn't because we want it to be, I know what we want it to be. It's basically just going to be a link block with the text. Again, drop down, delete you. Right, because this itself, that's the whole menu. And then we probably can embed like an SVG icon. Do I have any? Of course I do. The question is where. Assets, icons, SVG, arrows. Arrow down, not that kind of arrow. Ooh, not that one. And oh, almost done. Yes, I'm almost done. You're right. 4 o'clock. We did say 4 o'clock. So almost done. I'm just getting an icon and we will go for our walk. Thanks for joining the stream. What brings you by here today? Be sure to drop a like on the video. Yeah, she won't even like the video. Oh, jeez. Okay. Yeah. All right. See, okay. Find the arrow. I'm looking for an arrow, basically, is what I'm doing here. I just want like a carrot. There's got to be carrots. Oh, let's go. Yeah, line icons, charts and graphs. Is user interface? Oh yeah, chevron. This is kind of what I want. Something like this. But not in a square. Just chevron. Is there not one without in the circle? We'll just do this one for now. Okay, I need to look at the source code. Okay, just copy that, just paste it here, save and close. All right, so we have this, and let's call this navbar 3 underscore. Now I'm feeling the pressure. Oh, can I call it? I can't call it drop down link. Drop down like main link. We'll maybe come up with something a little bit better. And flex horizontal. Ooh, that's going to be some issues. I guess because of the icon and how that is. This one here, what if we set the height? Oh, that's not going to go. Okay, we will fix that tomorrow or tonight, whatever, and then it'll be fixed tomorrow. But yeah, so I just wanted to throw that in there just to see kind of what the whole link is going to look like. And to click on that, this drop down is going to open. We can animate it. We can do all kinds of cool things. And yeah, so I'm going to leave it here because I got to go. So thanks, Kevin. Thanks for everything. I really appreciate it. Thanks for the laughs, and thanks for the book recommendation. So we'll get that, and we'll read it, and we'll let you know how it is. And so thanks again. Tomorrow, we're just going to keep going. We're going to keep doing these menus, and I'm going to be working on them probably tonight and during the day as well too, to try to really move forward and get this stuff done as quickly as possible, because it's actually going to take longer than I had anticipated, but I also don't want to delay getting this thing hopefully out the door, at least testing here within the next couple weeks. So yeah, I'm going to keep plugging away and keep moving forward. So yeah, keep moving forward. As what's that movie? Meet the Robinsons. Anyways, thanks again, everyone, and we'll catch you tomorrow.